Guys, I have a confession to make. I do this for fun, but I don't shy away from popularity. I want people to notice and enjoy my reviews. But I'm just one small voice among many, beset and besieged on all sides by the chorus. What can I do to stand out? What do people want in a comic book review? If you can't beat them, join them! Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn.
Magic moments when two hearts are caring. Magic.
Now we've got it. Greetings, true believers. Let's talk about cyberpunk, shall we? Cyberpunk is a genre of science fiction that tends to focus on near-future, on-Earth stories. Things like hackers, artificial intelligence, bionic limbs, modern-day concepts taken to extremes. You can find excellent examples of cyberpunk in just about every medium. Neuromancer and Count Zero for the books, The Matrix on film, even anime like Ghost in the Shell and Armitage the Third. So why am I bringing this up now? Why am I bringing this up now? Good. Simple reason. I wanted to show you the absolute best of the genre before I show you the absolute worst. Cyberpunk's #1. Spelled with an X instead of a K and an S because poor literacy is futuristic. Oh boy. You can just look at this cover and tell we're not in for a good time. I mean, it's just so uninspired and bland and... Wait a minute. It's a variant cover. I have a variant cover. Yeah, they made 4, count 'em, 4 variant covers for this trash, and each one somehow outsucks the one that came before. I get the reasoning. You want to exploit all the people stupid enough to buy this and think it has collector's value. Fair enough, I'm a big fan of exploitation. I can dig it. From outward appearances, though, you'd think they were banking on this being a huge success, which is a little weird considering the effort involved. But we'll deal with that soon enough. Trust me. For now, let's just dig into this thing. The comic starts with a shot of Earth from space. Or, at least, it would if the writer had any damn sense of storytelling. No, the comic actually begins with 3 blocks of text that explain the entire backstory and are crucial to read in order for the following story to make even a lick of sense. Because it's not like you could show backstory through like a dream sequence or a flashback or something actually interesting. No. Static blocks of text on a black and white page, that's where the money's at, baby. From what I can care enough to read, 2 weeks after a break-in at some place called Cybertech, the government banned all personal computers. Bullcrap. And that Cybertech had been exploring the realm of cyberspace, which had been expanding and producing life forms of its own at an alarming rate. Also bullcrap. All this exploration led to the discovery of the Cyberlords, a race of evil cyber things that started breaking into our world and invading it. Extremely bullcrap. The comic has barely started and it's already failing. Anyway, to make a long story mercifully shorter, the Cyberlords kicked butt for 3 years, until the military discovered a brave new force to stop them. Nerds! Seriously. It turns out that video gamers are incredibly effective against the Cyberlords because of all the skills they learned sitting around playing Halo 3 all day. So this is a world where playing video games is actually a constructive use of one's time. And they will still fail to make this concept interesting. Consider this. The comic moves on with the narrator talking about the theories of Hans Moravec, an artificial intelligence expert. It's all a bunch of pretentious twaddle speak, so I'll skip it. Instead, let's focus on the architecture of this futuristic setting, shall we? Massive skyscrapers stretching into the sunset with, whatever the heck that thing is. And that thing. And that thing. It looks futuristic, who cares? As the comic draws to our heroes, we're finally given a time for the setting of this place. Welcome to the year 2000. Oh yeah! Who doesn't remember the year the Cyberlords invaded our dimension and we had to rely on a group of supermodel hackers to save the world? And George Bush was elected. Okay, to be fair, this comic came out in 1996, but come on. You really thought we'd be traveling into cyberspace in 4 years? You didn't think to give yourself a little more wiggle room? Anywho, the comic starts off with... Oh, crap. It's a 2-page spread. Oh, come on. It's just 2 pages in. Who wrote this anyway? Robert Fleming. No idea who that is, but I guess I'll give him a try. Liefeld. That means this comic is going to be extreme! You know, I can do better. Extreme! We see 3 of the cyberpunks standing in the middle of a room surrounded by techies. I tell you their names, but the comic hasn't bothered to introduce them yet. What, you were expecting this #1 to actually introduce characters and establish personality? Screw that noise, we've got stuff to shoot! Anyway, they're getting ready to... I'll just let them explain it. Almost through crunching through that bang path, Mr. Gibson. We'll be ready for transmission by time T. Time T? Okay. Barfilation! I despise the term bang path. I despise the term barfilation. Coined by a man, no doubt, with 4 trash on his mind and a pixel in his pants. #1. It's cute that you're trying to be a feminist, but it doesn't really work when your breasts are bigger than your head. #2. Speak plain English! Quit your gritching, Sonia. You're gonna be saying these stupid words through the entire book, aren't you? We can rewrite lingo later, after we've roached those cyberlords. Yeah, I thought so. You know what? To save time on this review, every time you hear a stupid word, just imagine me doing this. Because I guarantee you, behind the curtain, I'm doing it. Lord have mercy, I'm not even past the 3rd page. Okay, the basic setup is that some guy named Hamster was sent into the net, but they lost communications and now they're sending in a small team to investigate. Blah blah blah, calculating a bang path, blah blah blah, run a full system check, blah blah blah. My, what a large codpiece you have. I've got a question. Well, okay, I've got a lot of questions, but one stands out above the rest. Why should I care? Seriously, from picking up the conversations, I've been able to guess that their names are Sonia, Jax, and Lila, but that's really all I know about them. If it wasn't for the info dump at the beginning, I'd have absolutely no clue what was going on, and I'm still iffy on the concept. Where are they? Who are all these people? Who built this crap? Is all this tech crap really necessary? Is that a virtual boy stuck to that guy's face? Why is her hair white? Why is his hair green? Why is her hair pink? Why? 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 I'm sorry to rant like this. I like my comics to make sense, you know? I'm old-fashioned like that. Where was I? Right. The 3 cyberpunks get ready to head into cyberspace. Blarg! Surfing the net always gives me jaggies. Or maybe it was the laser chicken I ate for lunch. Laser chicken? Yeah, I can't imagine that going down smooth. Anyway, remember your netiquette and watch out for warp and woof, fellow wanks. What's warp and woof, and why should we be looking out for it?
I'd like to know that too, actually.
Damn it! He's making it up as he goes along!
I think that's how this comic was made.
What's the plan, Jax?
Wait, you're going into cyberspace to face a powerful enemy that the combined military might of the entire planet couldn't stop, and you're just now thinking of a plan? Oh, the future is in good hands. Or, okay, the past. Or, you know what I mean.
Find the BRS, frob it, and run like hell. What's a BRS? It's what we're going to use to bring the entire cyber realm crashing down around our heads, Sonya.
Really didn't answer my question there.
My God, what is with this comic in the color pink? No comic should have this much pink. Nothing should have this much pink. I've seen Barbie commercials with less pink.
Who did the coloring on this anyway?
Oh, come on. They make their way into cyberspace, which looks a lot like a picture of the Grand Canyon that someone photoshopped to hell, and find a bunch of messed up robots. Apparently one of the robots is the hamster they were referring to, and the rest of them were just his team. How they expect us to know the difference is beyond me. What are those blue sparks in their eyes?
Blue sparks?
What blue sparks? Hell, what eyes? I just see a bunch of metal. Jax says that the robots have been repurposed as cyberlords, and this causes Sonya... No. Wait, I'm talking about Lila. I get them confused sometimes since they have interchangeable personalities. Anyway, Lila freaks out. Jax, we've got to get out of here. I know we've been trained to deal with situations like this, but... God, this isn't a simulator. This is real.
No one said anything about actually having to fight someone in this war.
And Sonya hasn't logged in nearly enough hours to prepare her for this kind of virtual combat.
Then why the hell did you bring her along? What were you expecting to find in this hostile enemy territory? Kittens?
Sonya and Lila start to bicker and talk about how Lila is overprotective just because they're sisters. But before they can expand on the matter, the Cyberlords attack en masse.
Whew! That was close. We almost had actual character development there for a second.
So the fight's on, and it's complete with everything you'd expect from the Liefeld seal of quality. Weird body positions, poor dialogue, and guns. I just opened up my very own kill file, or as it's also known as, a bozo filter.
It's a sword. Just call it a frickin' sword.
My posting to you guys is as follows. Eat flaming death! Okay, first off, plonk. The guns make a plonk sound. I happen to know that's a computer term too, but that makes it worse. Even the sound effects use this stupid lingo. Second off, who the hell is Jax even shooting at? How many enemies could be situated directly below his feet? But you know what really gets me about this scene? The introduction made a big deal about how tough these cyberlords are. How only these hackers had the know-how to defeat them, and regular soldiers were so powerless. But all we've seen the cyberpunks do so far is shoot stuff and hit it with glow sticks. Hell, it's kind of hard to tell because of how poorly the action is laid out, but I don't think the cyberlords are even fighting back. They have weapons, but they never fire a single shot. You mean to tell me that the US Army couldn't handle these punks, but the Geek Squad could? Anyhow, the fight continues on, but Lila gets distracted when she recognizes one of the robots. Again, no clue how she tells them apart. Sorry, hamster, but I know you'd Kevork me if the positions were reversed.
Kevork? Like Dr. Jack Kevorkian, the assisted suicide doctor? Oh yeah, that reference will never get outdated.
Sonya? Sonya, where are you?
You were just talking to her 2 seconds ago. She was right, you are overprotective.
The team finishes off the robots. Somehow. Don't ask me, it sure as hell doesn't happen on panel. And stand over the wrecked robot carcasses. And why the hell is the background blue all of a sudden? It was pink. Hot pink. Just a few seconds ago. And why the hell is Sonya using a staff now? What happened to the beam sword thing she had from before? And what the hell is that thing around Jack's waist? Is it a cod piece? A belt? A cod belt? And what happened to that other gun he had? And what's that thing on her head? And just... Gah! Breathe out. I'm sorry. I've just never encountered a book that annoyed me on so many levels. When it's not assaulting my eyes, it's assaulting my mind. When it's not assaulting my mind, it's assaulting my eyes. And it just drives me nuts. Stars and garters. Okay, almost there. With the Cyberlords defeated, the team stands over the field of battle, triumphant. And, of course, they ruin the moment by talking. We certainly did hack through this bunch. That's because they were only bit players. No, it's because they never fought back. As near as I can tell, they were minding their own business until you came along. Jax is correct, Sonya. This battle was comparable to the first level of one of your video games. As I recall, the last game you designed went to 32 levels of increasing difficulty. It's time to see whether you can take what you dish out. After all, that's why the government has entrusted you with all this very expensive equipment. Like these floppy disks. Very expensive floppy disks. We all know why we're here, Doc, and how much it irks you to have everything riding on a bunch of unschooled cyberpunks. Did you get all that? Did you understand that complex motivation? He doesn't want to rely on us. He doesn't like us. We are not friends. Don't worry, I'll go over it one more time so you can understand really how much he doesn't want to rely on us. They continue on and come across what I guess is the Cyberlord's base. I don't know how they find it, and I don't really care. But back home, the tech heads sense that trouble's brewing. There's a cyberstorm moving into the staging area, Dr. Gibson. How big? Major. Should we alert the punks? Nah, don't worry about it. I'm not really joking with that either. They never think to warn them about this cyberstorm. The last hope of mankind, everyone. I'm scanning it, but I'm not believing it. Uh-oh. This doesn't compute. What? That they have so much hardware? Okay, I see 3, maybe 4 jets in what has to be the smallest tank ever made. This is not, by any definition, much. Again, the army couldn't handle these guys? You've just stumbled into a trap. Proceed back to the gate at once and prepare for emergency retrieval. There is a major cyberstorm headed your way. Jax, has anyone survived a cyberstorm before? Sure. I've weathered 7 or 8 myself. Whew, that's a big relief. You know, just a thought here, but you might escape the cyberstorm if you run away, you idiots! But no, they get swept into it like the idiots they are. They even have time to comment on it. Ultimate bogosity! Yo, Pip, you mind?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Thanks, Pip. Back at the base, panic ensues. They're doomed! Oh, if only we'd warned them about this a minute ago instead of waiting for no apparent reason. We cut from there to, somewhere else. I'm guessing it's where the Cyberlords live since we see them talking here, but that's the only clue.
The storm approaches right on time.
I can scan it through the optical sensors of my numberless cyberlords.
Numberless cyberlords? You know, you'd really think a guy from a reality comprised solely of computer programs would be better at counting.
The human race will soon be neutralized, Cyberlord?
Wait. This guy is the Cyberlord? I thought they were all called Cyberlords. I thought that was the name of their collective race. Is this guy like the main Cyberlord? Do they all go by the name Cyberlord? That's just confusing. Back in cyberspace, the Three Stooges have managed to get sucked right up into the major cyberstorm, which, as near as I can tell, is just sort of lightly flinging them around and not really doing any damage. Lila, link up with me and we'll cobble together an escape sequence. No! Save Sonya! She's too far away. Besides, I'm more compatible with you. They get separated anyway, and Lila doesn't take it well. Horrible! Horrible! Hey, what a coincidence. That's the exact same phrase I use whenever I think of this comic. I just saw God turn inside out! Dementia brought on by extreme duress? Either that or one whooping dose of invasive hallucinogens. None of the above. It's that time of the month. I'm sorry. Just like that, the comic's over. It just stops. Bam. Done. It doesn't even have the common courtesy of putting up a to be continued sign. It just ends. Which is all just as well because, as far as I know, there is no CyberpunX #2. Yeah, big surprise. This had to be one of the most annoying, poorly drawn comics I... Wait a minute. What is... Oh my god. It has a glossary. The comic book has a glossary. All those stupid words that didn't make a bit of sense, they're all back here. I can't even... Okay, let me explain why this is so stupid. Let's say I just read through this. It made little, if any, sense to me. I finished the story, and hey, there's a glossary back here. Basically, what the writer is asking me to do is read the whole story again, but this time, check the glossary every time I stumble across a word I don't know. To that, I give a very hearty, resounding, hell no! This comic... What am I doing? Why am I stealing Linkara's jokes? Why am I ripping off his lines? Why am I wearing a black coat indoors in the middle of spring? Where's the dignity? Where's the pride? When I started this, I told myself I didn't want to be the black Linkara. I wanted to be my own man, with my own style, and my own way of doing things. I will succeed. I will thrive. I will accomplish my goals. But I'll do so with my own blood, my own sweat, and my own tears. I will never forget again. But this comic does suck.
Computer,